right, back again with another one. Collectors United, y'all. I'm sorry that it took so long to get to this video. Um, I've been super busy. Work, family, just the everyday routines, and then I've been trying to actually, like link up with certain collectors, and a lot of them have different time zones, and just having that type of connection takes a lot of work with their work life balance. And at the end of the day, no one's getting paid for this. It's just pretty much fun, but people are interested. So I did want to drop this video just to let you guys know that I have a couple interviews coming up pretty soon. Just to give a little teaser, we got a photographer for Ferrari. He actually collects polo and a couple other things. He's also an Olympic photographer as well. So please stay tuned for that. I really think you guys are going to enjoy that one. I also have a a heavy collector from I think South Australia that I'm going to be chopping it up with, and I also have a Hot Wheels collector that I'll be chopping it up with. Now, when I'll be dropping these videos, probably within the next few days. I want to say the next week or so, 4 or 5 days or so, just because I want to be able to edit everything, make sure it's smooth and all that. But I did want to hit you guys with a video so it didn't seem like, I didn't care. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the cricket sweaters that I do have that I plan on bringing out early fall, which is right around the corner. I'm really hoping that it gets here sooner. I know I'm stumbling and everything. I got to get to work not too long, but I did want to shoot this video for you guys, so bear with me. Like I said, I'm gonna grab a couple cricket sweaters. We're gonna talk about those real quick. Hopefully you guys will like it. I'm gonna get up out of here, and I'll see you guys back on social media on another day. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna start this off with a banger right here, man. Definitely one of my favorites, not the favorite, but one of my favorites, definitely in the top 5. But we got a rugby by Ralph Lauren cricket sweater right here. I'm hoping you guys can see the details on this. It has the iconic blue and yellow striping. I'm gonna try to zoom in for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see it. It also has the crest with the lions on the middle of it right there. That's actually one of my most favorite patches on the on some of the rugby pieces is the double lions. I'm a big kicker guy too, but those double lines are different. I really don't have too many complaints about this. The only thing I wish it may have had the stripe on the sleeve, but I'm not even sure they were doing that with those. They may have been. I'm not sure, but that's the only thing that I feel like could have. But even without it, it's perfect in my opinion. I have a bag to match this, so I do try to pair it up with the bag a lot. I thought I had it out here in my corner. It might be somewhere stashed away, but I do have a bag to match with this. I try to wear it a lot with it, but sometimes I'll get away without it. This isn't one of those sweaters I try to like layer too much on. I try to make this the top layer or the standout layer. Like I really wouldn't like to put something over top of that, like a blazer or a tweed jacket or something like that. Not saying that it wouldn't look well, but I do like to keep this as plain as possible when I wear it. I'll wear maybe like a turtleneck or a thick button up shirt, and then I'll throw this on top of it, and then that'll be it. All right, so that's that. And like I said, you guys already know I'm big on the rugby, so you guys want to see a lot of that. But we are going to jump into some polo pieces. All right, we're going to go a little bit more vintage. I like to call this the Carlton one, but this is an older polo Ralph Lauren cricket sweater. This one has the double navy blue with the burgundy in the middle. And it doesn't have any bottom stripes or any sleeve stripes as well, but it's very thick. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it's actually, oh, what's that? I don't know what that was, but it's actually very heavy. All this stuff came out of my bin, so yeah, it's going to have lint shit on it. But yeah, so it's actually very heavy. It's very heavy. You can like, it definitely has some weight to it. Um, so whenever I wear this, I'm definitely going to pair this up with some corduroys or something of the heavier fabric like that. This is definitely more winter play, or those super, not super, but very cold fall evenings. You can probably get away with something like this. But I know myself, I have to be very strategic with how I wear this. So because like I said in my other video, I do sweat. So it's like if you do it a little too much, then you'll be uncomfortable because this is 100% wool, and if you know your fabrics, this thing's going to warm up. So like I said, I can possibly get away with this on a fall evening, where the temperature really drops. So, but we're going to move on to the next one. Like I said, I'm gonna just hurry up and get on out of here. I did want to show you guys a couple banger pieces, man. That way, once I drop this interview on y'all, we just gonna keep the ball rolling, okay? So I'm gonna double up on y'all. All right, so now this one, this is another polo by Ralph Lauren cricket sweater. It seems similar to the one over here, but it's not. Obviously, the first thing that stands out, it has the bottom stripe, and it doesn't have the double navy in it. It just has a single navy line with the burgundy line over top of that, overlapping it. And then at the bottom, the burgundy line is on the outside. So it goes, I like the way they did that. I like the way they transitioned that. The cable knit on there is nice and thick and beautiful. I'm doing my best to keep these things in, pristine condition, or as in best condition as I possibly can. The ones I've shown, none of them have holes or any, major pools or anything like that. Like I said, most things just got that lint on it. They just coming out of the bins, out of the storage and all that. But this one's a lot lighter than this one over here. So I would definitely give this one a lot more play when the fall rolls around. Um, I'm definitely thinking about pairing these with a nice pair of chinos, not something so thin like these. I have on a little thinner because of the heat. But I do have some thicker chinos that I would probably pair with these. Most likely some corduroys. I don't really own too many jeans. If you know me, you follow me on Instagram _Polo Romeo. If you follow me on Instagram, I don't really have too many jeans, but I can get away with it. Especially if I pair it off. I'm sorry, guys. I'm spacing out. Especially if I pair it off with some nice loafers or something like that. I'll mess around with the jeans, but I'm not a big jean guy. So, but this will definitely get a lot of play in the fall. Okay. So once we do that, uh, we're going to have um a couple over the top pieces, like maybe a light blazer or something like that that can actually make this stand out a little bit more. um it's already a standout piece, but this definitely can take a jacket over top of it, or you can get real snazzy, real jazzy with them, and have something wrapped around the waist, something like that. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next one. This is probably gonna be the last one for right now. Like I said, I'm all right. So this is definitely another one that's in my top 5 right here. Um, this one right here, it's a beautiful piece. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's so much you can say that you'll get speechless. Um, all the way down to the color, the striping, the middle emblem, the embroidery. I'm sorry, well, it's still an emblem, but it's embroidery. The cable knit is beautiful. It's nice, tight woven. If that's the word. Um, I'm sorry, I'm taking a minute to admire this thing like I always do, but I do love this piece, man. Um, the stripes on the collar You have the iconic navy green and blue, navy green and yellow, and it has the corresponding matching ones at the bottom. I don't know how I can't go how I can't go wrong with this. Like, it's so versatile. It's so versatile. I've worn this thing with all over print chinos. I worn this thing with blue corduroys, brown corduroys, green corduroys. I've even gotten away with the I want to say the tartan pants. I've gotten away with that in this. I haven't. I feel like I haven't missed yet. I feel like this is definitely a cheap piece. Definitely a cheap piece. Because you don't need much. Like, this is definitely all you pretty much need. And once you get other pieces or whatever, they don't even have to be standout pieces. You really don't want anything to kind of overpower this. But like I said, I have some all over print chinos that are very standoutish, and I wore it with these, and it still worked. Like this, like I said, this is definitely in my top 5, guys. If you can grab yourselves one of these cricket sweaters right here with the gray on it, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. Like, that's the best thing I can tell you about this one. Um, like I said, the embroidery on it has the crown, has the PRLFC on it. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it. Like, it's beautiful. I wish I could spend more time talking about it, but I'm definitely going to be putting this on. I'm definitely going to be dropping some pictures or some reels on my IG. Just showing how I can get down in this one. I encourage anybody, if you do have this one, go ahead, drop a pic on IG, tag your boy. I'll follow, and I'll share. Um, so as of now, if you've lasted this long through my stuttering, stumbling, and um this right here, then because I'm, like I said, I'm this one wasn't playing too much. I did want to drop some banger pieces. I did want to drop this video, so I can keep some content going. I know a couple of you guys subscribed. I know a couple of you guys liked the video that I dropped, and I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I want you guys to be on the lookout for this next one. Like I said, the interview is going to be banging. I can't wait till y'all see this person's collection. I can't wait till you see the next person's collection. This thing is, and I have people in reserve right now that I already have in the back wing that I'm gonna hit y'all upside the head with that. I'm not even gonna drop no names, but once they on the podcast, that's when y'all gonna see how serious this thing is. That's when y'all gonna see that, oh, I'm going in the right direction. Like I said, I understand that, as of right now, it's not the best. And I'm doing my best to get my mannerisms and my speech together, because like I said, my mind is moving so fast that it's hard for me to keep up, what I'm saying, with my speech or whatever. But be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you go to my Instagram _Polo Romeo and follow my page, like my reels. I follow back. And just be on the lookout for the next one, man. I really appreciate y'all.